Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you clicked on this video, it's because you guys want to know how I achieved this look, and also join me in chit chat because a girl loves to talk, and I'm gonna show y'all how I achieved these curls while we talk about dating, because dating in this era is like literally torture. So let's talk about it. Let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm just gonna part my hair in two sections. It's not gonna be perfect because it's just not. And this side always comes out way better than this side. Like honestly, if this side was looking like this side, I would have recurled my hair. I was thinking to myself, like, you know, the dating world. I am like 29. I just turned 29 in May. Honestly, like, I feel like, for one, I've been single for like over 7 years now, probably even 8. Like, DJ's dad and I broke up when DJ was probably barely 6 months. I don't even remember because, like, I don't have any attachment to those kind of details. But I remember DJ was like already born and DJ was pretty small. But when we broke up, we were still messing with each other for like 2 years after that. So it's like, did we really break up? The judgment is yours. We had officially broken up, but we were still doing everything that required of being in a relationship. It's just, you know, he was having his cake and eating it too. I was like super duper dumb and in love, so I put up with it. But the point about this is, oh, it's not even hot. The point about it is that DJ, it's been since DJ was basically a baby, like probably anywhere from 6 months to 1 year old is when DJ's dad and I broke up. So, and ever since then, I have never really, I mean, I've dated, but I've never had an actual partner. So it's early in the morning. I mean, it's not that early. It's actually late in the morning. It is 11 o'clock, 11:17 to be exact. I just woke up not too long ago. I'm still having my morning coffee, my cup of coffee. Back to the story. I was like literally thinking about stuff because, like I said, I'm jumping in from one conversation to the other. I'm sorry, I do that a lot, but I know where this is going. Where this is going is, I basically woke up and I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, bro, like, I'm 29 years old. I literally, so I curled this one this way yesterday. I'm gonna curl out this time around because that's what I did to this side, and I like this curls better. But I'm like, I'm 29, like, I'm about to be 30 years old, and I've been like single for a while, and it's like I'm getting tired of people asking me, like, literally those little comments and jokes that people make during Christmas where your auntie's asking you, do you have a boyfriend yet? Like, that's literally my life, and it's just so funny to me because I'm like, wow, like, that's what y'all concerned about. But like, I look at my nieces now, they're all grown, and like, my firstborn niece has a boyfriend and she's been in a long-term relationship. I'm like, how is that my niece has a relationship and I don't? But it's okay. Like, everyone's timing is different, y'all. Like, I'm not even like really that pressed about it. The only thing is, like I said, I'm getting older. I'm 29 and I feel like my time is ticking. But that's not to say that I'm not gonna get in just any random relationship just because I'm getting old. Rather, not because I'm getting old that I'm gonna just go ahead and get in a relationship just because. Like, no, I know the type of guy that I want, and I know what I want in a guy. So I'm not about to deal with no man that's not gonna give me what I want. First of all, during my single moments, I've done some deep healing, y'all. Like, I come a long way. One day, I kind of spoke about it a little bit in my video where I explain why I moved to Houston. Yeah, I explained somewhat of it. I'm not fond of explaining like my personal life for people, but like, I really believe that I am placed in this life to help people like myself that went through these things get over what they're going through, right? Like, I really feel like this is my testimony, and I've been in a very dark place, and I don't ever want to get back to that. So that's why I'm like super careful when I'm dating. And I'm not like a negative Nancy. I don't really like, I mean, I might joke around and say I hate niggas every now and then. But truthfully, I don't hate them. I just wish that y'all could get it together. Like, it's really a majority of y'all that just be on some bullshit, and I need y'all to get it together. You're grown. Start acting your age. Like, if you don't, my thing is, if you don't want to be tied down, you're not obligated to be tied down. So stop moving single when you're in a relationship. Like, but who does that? I hate that about people. And it's not only men that do that. Females be doing that too. Like, I don't understand. Like, sis, if you want to be out here, if you want to be outside like me, like, but if you want to be outside, sis, just be single. Like, it's alright. You can't have both. Like, humans are very selfish creatures. They only think about themselves. So whatever's beneficial to them, however that makes them feel, whatever that thing is, they're just gonna be like, well, this makes me feel good. So obviously they want the relationship because obviously they like the treatment of having a boyfriend or girlfriend, significant other. But they also want to be outside. They want to be doing single things. Like, totally dismissive of the other person's feelings. I don't get it. Like, if you want to be single, be single. If you want to be in a relationship, be in a relationship. And that's why this dating dynamic has, like, become such an overwhelming thing. And for me, my experience is that I always end up being in situationships that prolong itself. And it's like, I'd be so angry at myself because it's literally me. It's not even them. I take full accountability of everything that goes on. I have a good heart, and I always like to see the good in people. Like, for instance, like I said, I be in situationships. I be knowing dudes. Like, once I ask the guy, like, yo, like, or I don't even be asking, because, like, honestly, a guy that knows what they want, you don't need to ask no questions. They're just gonna show up and do it. And they're gonna tell you, like, they're gonna make you yours. I mean, theirs. They're gonna make you theirs without you even having to be like, so what are we? I hate that question. Ladies, do not ask that question no more. Because if he hasn't made it clear to you that y'all in a relationship, it's because he doesn't want to be in one with you. Because if he did and he wasn't ready, he would say that too. He'll be like, he will give you some kind of clues, or he will, not even clues. He will definitely have that conversation with you. Like, I like where this is going. What do you think about being in a relationship? I'm not talking about right now, but what do you think long term? You know, like, something will present itself in the fact that you will know that he actually wants to be with you. Even if it doesn't mean like, be with me today type shit. Like, it won't be today. It won't be probably when you want it to be, but you will know the guy's intention from off rip because he will communicate that with you. A real man, anyways. Not even a real man. I feel like all men do this. And they only do this when they know what they want. So if they're not doing this, it's because they know they don't want you. So, like, leave them alone, sis. Do yourself the favor. Do not break your heart anymore by sticking around waiting for them to be like, well, you know what, let's just give it a try, because that might not ever happen. And when they find that female that they're willing to do that, they're gonna let you go with the quickness. You're gonna be so heartbroken. Don't do it to yourself. So I find myself doing that a lot. So take my advice, because I'm not taking my own. Yeah, I find myself to be in a lot of situationships and I'm like literally fatigued. And yeah, I've never been a female that really like express their feelings. And like I said, I've healed a lot, but I still have a lot of healing to do, because that's not okay. Like, I dismiss my own feelings. But the reason why I'm so dismissive of my feelings is because I know, like I said, I have a big heart, and I know how I get when, like, people are just evil. So I don't want people to, like, have a leverage over me with my feelings, because I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm gonna get so reckless, so belligerent. Like, it's just like, if I was ever that open with you and you took that to your advantage, bruh, square it up. Because that shit, it does something to me that it brings a very ugly side of me. That's why I just be like, you know what, I don't want anybody to have that much leverage over me. So when it comes to my feelings, I'm gonna keep that shit to myself. Like, you gonna have to figure that out. But I'm the type of person that if you ask, I will tell. But if you don't ask, I don't tell. Like, if you really want to know, then ask me. I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. I'm just not gonna like freely be open with people just because. Like, that's not my thing. Like, you just have to know when to walk away. And I be knowing when to walk away, but my silly goofy self still be there, because like I'm the type of person that honestly I know how to be alone, but at the same time I feel like I really don't, because that's literally why I be entertaining situationships. That's why I'll be prolonging them, because it'll just be like, well, there's nothing else to do. I'm not talking to nobody else. I'm not the type of female to talk to like multiple dudes. I've tried it in my past, because people be like, well, when you're dating, you're not supposed to just date one person at a time. How are you gonna know what you actually like if you're not like out there exploring or whatever? And that's not to say that I'm sleeping with all these men that I'm dating, you know, because that's freaking gross. I mean, it's not gross. Well, to each his own. It's gross to me. It might not be to you, but it's gross to me. I'm not fond of like letting too many niggas know what my body feels and look like. So that's just my own opinion. But if you like to get down like that, no judgment, sis. But I be prolonging situations because I just be like, well, I mean, there's nothing else to do. And sometimes I feel like I don't know how to be alone, but I really do, because I go through periods of times, like I go through different stages of dating. Most of the time when I'm not entertaining nobody, I'm literally like celibate for almost a whole year until I find someone else who I can, you know, relate to and possibly give my body to. But like I could literally go a whole year without talking to a dude. And honestly, I get off on knowing that, you know, like, this is me tooting my own horn but not being cocky or nothing, but I really get off on the fact that I'm a good looking woman and I'm untouchable. Like, niggas can't even link me, bro. But y'all, I really will prolong a situationship. And the thing about it is that the reason why I say I don't feel like I have a hard time being alone is because honestly I don't. Because I could mess with a guy for like maybe 6 months in. Because my situation just be long, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. They be like 6 months plus. Like this last one lasted over a year. It's literally been a year. And, you know, I had a conversation where I was like, you know what, like, I don't know, like, what you're trying to do, but I know what I want, and you're not giving me what I want, so I really do like you, and I don't want to lose you as a friend, because he's literally, like, my best friend, if you will. I don't want to give him that much of a title, just because. But he's literally cool as hell. Like, I wouldn't want to, like, even if we wasn't to work out, I would want to keep him as a friend. And I know that I can, like, because he's a nice dude. It's just that we both want two different things. Like, we want two different things in life, and we can't give those things to one another. So it's like we gotta part ways. We just have to, because we're gonna end up damaging one another, and that's not supposed to be the end goal here. So because I had this conversation prior, right, I had this conversation with this person before, and I told him how I felt. I don't even understand how we ended up rekindling, because I had already cut him off because of the same reasons. But you know, when you're bored and you actually like somebody, you end up doing these kind of things. You end up going back and forth. I'm not really the type of female that does the back and forth shit. Like, once I'm done, I'm done. But obviously, like, I wasn't really healed, and we had took like time off from talking to one another, but at the same time I don't feel like it was long enough, because when we finally did reach out to one another, which I don't remember who reached out first, it doesn't really matter. Probably it was me, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I don't remember. But my thing is, that's probably the reason why we end up rekindling, because I didn't take that much time to actually like part ways with him. Like, I still kept checking in. We still kept checking in on each other every now and then. Not like on an everyday, daily basis, but eventually it became that. And lo and behold, we ended up like just talking every day. But it's a long distance thing, so like being intimate was never a thing within the rekindlement. But there was a plan that either one of us was gonna fly to each other, and that's when I kind of had a reality wake up call. I was like, listen, you know, flights, me taking a flight to you is like another bill, and the only way that that's worth it is if this is like legit something. And we've been doing this for a year now, so I don't understand why we still doing the same shit. Like, I told myself I'm not taking a flight to him. Like, a part of me was going to, I ain't gonna hold you, because I just wanted to see him. So when we met, we had this conversation because he already knew that he wanted to prolong this. So he was like, so after this, you're never gonna talk to me again, we're just never gonna see each other. And I was like, well, what is it that you want? Because I was under the impression that, you know, like, we were just having a good time, and after this clip. But no, he wanted to really like have some kind of friendship. So I'm like, okay, we could have friendship. And at that moment in my life, I was like literally not where I am today. So had that happened today, I would have never even entertained that past that setting. So, you know, I was like, well, okay, sure, let me give into it. I wasn't really dating, and you know, I was just like, I didn't have a clear vision of the kind of man that I wanted, so I was still exploring. However, this is not a dude, again, this is not a dude that is just like a regular basic dude. This is a good dude. He's just confused as fuck. Like, he doesn't know what he wants. Honestly, that's not even an excuse, because a guy that doesn't know what he wants knows what he wants. He doesn't want you. So, that's the thing. He doesn't want me in the way that I want him, and I knew that. I knew that from jump. So, like I said, had this happened today, this wouldn't even be an issue, because I would have definitely just deleted his number. I'm sorry, but I would have. But so he told me that he wanted to, you know, like, he wanted to meet up, and he told me that he's not fond of like paying for a girl's flight, but like if I was to fly to him, he would pay for the hotel, and it would be like an equal exchange or whatever. Which equal exchange is okay to a certain extent, but I feel like, plus now, like, I've been exposed to like men with money. Like, my business owners, I always big them up. I mean, my business owners, my business partners, I always big them up, because they have brought so much insight in my life that I'm so thankful for them, because now, like, it's easier for me not to settle, because I know, like, I have not dated any of my business partners. They're literally the bros. Like, I love them, but can you imagine, like, a guy that you don't have to have anything with, like, no sexual attachment, no relationship, no nothing, and they already spoiling you just because they fuck with you? You they girl, I mean, like, not you they girl, but like, you the home girl, like, you the home girl. They don't care to spend money on us. After work, they be like, yo, we linking up, we going, we're partying tonight. I'm not really a party person, but I love partying with them whenever they're in town. I'm popping out, period. But you won't catch me at a party any of the time, because I really don't like partying. But these guys, they're so bougie. They be renting out sections, just be spending money, and it just feels good to know that I could do that with a guy that doesn't even want anything in return. Like, I'm literally just their friend, their business partner, and they, like, all of them, they all look out for me and my girl, because it's just two girls for now, right? For now, because we're expanding. But, and by the way, I do taxes. So if you guys were wondering what kind of business I do, it's taxes. So having that insight of being around these kind of men, I'm like, bro, like, I don't even gotta give you anything. I'm giving you my coon. I'm giving you some, okay, what we gonna call it? I'm giving you my hoo-ha, and you're not even matching half of their energy. It's a turn off for me. I'm sorry, it is. And y'all probably gonna be like, men hate it, because they're probably gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's just a gold digger. No, it's not being a gold digger. It's literally being a man. Like, if you try to pursue somebody, there's certain things you gotta do, especially if the woman is already doing that for themselves. Like, I take good care of myself. I splurge on myself. Like, I don't understand why I'm dealing with a man that can't even do half the shit that I do for myself. Forget about them. What about me? Like, what about what I do for myself? Like, I just can't. I can't entertain a dude that doesn't match my energy. And honestly, I'm not trying to match. I'm not with the equal shit. At the beginning, that's cool, whatever. Sort of, not really, because if that's how it is in the beginning, I can't expect change within later on in the relationship. But that's not. Ooh, I'm stopping what I'm doing just to talk. Let me finish doing my hair because I'm starting to sweat. That's not to say. That is not to say that I wouldn't do half. I would do half, but I don't want, coming from a relationship with my baby daddy, like where everything was literally either I had to pay everything because, you know, I was older than him. I'm only older than him by a year, but like when I met him, he was still in high school and I was already in my first year in college, and I already had a job. I was already working, so I had to either go half with him and things or pay the whole thing. Like if I wanted to go on dates, I had to pay for the date. I was so stupid in love that I was like, you know what? I saw the better outcome of it. I was like, it's not gonna be like this forever. But that should turn me off, because even with that, I had a relationship prior to him where like I was literally getting spoiled. So being with my baby daddy was like completely different. It was nothing that I was already used to. Like I wasn't used to that kind of treatment. I've been literally spoiled my whole entire life. My own parents spoil me, okay? My dad spoils me. My dad doesn't let me lift a finger when we go out. And I love that about him, because he's literally teaching me how a man's supposed to treat a woman. Like, I wouldn't always get whatever I wanted, but for the most part, I did. And I didn't have to, like, work for it. Like, have a physical job for it. Well, I was still young. Where I'm going with this is that my dad used to spoil me, okay? More of the story is, my dad spoiled me. He showed me from young, and it took me a while to realize. It really did take me a while to realize, like, what he was doing when he did what he did. And I appreciate him for that so much today. Because I'm like, before I didn't see it that way. I was like, oh my God, like I never get what I want. But honestly, I did. Like I was just being a spoiled brat when I was told no. That's all it was. So, yeah, I've been spoiled all my life. And then I meet my son's father, and it's like, okay, now I gotta like basically, like now things are different. And because, you know, there was love. That's what I'm saying. Like, love make you do stupid things, bro. And y'all might not think it's stupid, but it really is, because ain't no way in hell. Like, that kind of vibe is giving off on the guy that I'm talking. This guy, I don't know what his pocket's like, but I feel that he has money. He has money because he's always spending and shit like that. Not that I'm pocket watching, but, you know, some things he just make it known that he has money. Like the way how he dressed, like the things he do. Like, you got money, honey. He do. And he got his master's degree. So I just know he has money. Okay, so I know he makes some money. I don't know how much money he makes. That's none of my business, nor do I care. Like, because I'm not after his money. The thing about it is, where there's a misconception, it's the fact that women, we're not gold diggers. We don't care how much money you make. We want you to be generous, though. Like, make it known that you're trying to win us over. You know, like, do cute things. And it don't even have to be expensive. It really don't. But men are just on some other stuff, man. I don't know, like. But like I was saying, I do spoil myself a lot. Especially now that I'm, like, so deep into my self-love journey. I do spoil myself. And I feel like any dude here on that wants to talk to me, he gonna have to maximize my energy. Not even match my energy, but you're gonna have to maximize. Like, going half is not gonna cut it for me. I'm sorry, I am not settling for mediocre. Because if that's the case, I'd rather do what I'm doing now, which is being alone and taking care of my own responsibilities and stuff like that. Like, I'm not about to be with a guy that's gonna, like, basically just make me stagnant. Like, and yeah, like, I had a couple of bad experiences with men financially where I was, like, being the one to provide, and that's literally a turn off. It's a setback. It's an inconvenience. it's just too much. And I'm like, okay, sometimes I think to myself and I'm like, well, you have a kid, and obviously if you're gonna meet a guy, like, they're gonna not want to, I don't know, I can't articulate what I'm trying to say, but basically I'm trying to correlate the kid with dating and their finances. I'm not asking y'all to like spend for my son. However, it would be a nice gesture, because either way, if you're not incorporating my son into our relationship, how is this a relationship? I have a kid. I come with a package. And my kid is grown, thank God. I mean, he's not grown, but he's big. So thank God, like, honestly speaking, I really, really hated my situation for the longest of time. And I literally had this wake-up call recently, probably like right before I went to Cancun, where I was like, you know what? My situation sucks ass. It really does, because my son's father is a total deadbeat. He's not in his life at all. And I've been single for X amount of time. I'm dating, but I'm a single mom, so it's kind of hard already for me to date. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, well, my son is not a baby. He's 8 years old. My son's dad is not in his life. I won't ever have a baby daddy drama. I'll be damned if I did. Like, the day that I finally be in a relationship, if that man wants to come and intervene, because you ain't been there for the 8 years that he's been alive, don't come now, bro. But I don't think that will be the case. Like, this man really hates me, and I'm not gonna say I don't fault him, and I'm not gonna say that I don't know why, because I do know why he hates me. But we were so young that the reasonings for it is just like, sir, get over it. We're grown now. Like, get over it. That's how I feel about it. Like, every time he wants to like co-parent with me, he always want to take a trip to memory lane and establish what happened then. And I'm like, if you want to co-parent, forget about me. Focus on your kid. Like, we have nothing to do talking about the past, because what we're doing is not trying to rekindle. Okay, we're not trying to go back to being in a relationship. So there's no reason to touch bases in those things. We were in a relationship back then. Today, no, we don't want to be with each other. At least I don't. I know for a fact I don't. So I'm like, it's not necessary to do that. If you want to be there for your son, then do that without having to always bring up what happened in the past. I don't know, like, it just doesn't make sense. But going back to dating, I'm like, yeah, I'm not about to, like, I'm sorry, but the penis is not that good for me to fly to you, wherever you are, and I'm spending the coins, and I'm not even like the one that really wants to see you. You're the one that wants to see me. And on top of that, like I said, I have a kid, so I'm like, yo, I can't be taking flights like that. And I have a kid, like, I have to pay. I have to pay for like childcare. I have to worry about where my kid's gonna stay for the X amount of days that I'm gonna be gone for, like, cause you know, I'm not bringing my kid with me. That's not my man. My kid doesn't know him. Like, that's one thing about me. I don't ever let guys get close to my son. I don't know how some females do it, but if we're not in a relationship, you ain't meeting my son. I'm like, yo, I have to buy food for him, for wherever he's gonna stay at, because obviously, like, people's gonna watch, they probably, if they agree to watching my kid, I can't just send him empty-handed and rely on those people's food. I gotta send food, I gotta send money. I probably gotta pay the person to watch him. And it's just too much. But again, I had this wake up call and I was just like, you know what? It's not even worth it. Like, if a dude wants to see me, he can fly to me. So, he's not gonna pay for it, then pay for yourself and fly and see me. Period. But I guess it's because he doesn't want to spend money on a hotel, because he knows that he can't stay in my house, because I have a kid and we don't have any establishment. There is absolutely nothing wrong with having a good time, but it's just like, if you're gonna have a good time, you gotta play your cards right. And right now, you're not playing your cards right, sir. And honestly, I'm just over it. Like, I'm over it. I know that that's not what I want. I know that I want more, and I know that he can't give me that. So that's why I decided to part ways. And I did this very cold-heartedly. I will be honest. Like, the way how I went about it wasn't the greatest way to do it. It was kind of cold, because I just, like, literally woke up one day and was like, yeah, this is the end. And I never I like didn't text him back. I didn't call him. I literally blocked his number because I knew that if I didn't block it, if he would have ended up reaching out to me, because I have such a good heart, I would have ended up giving in. And so that's why I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show you the end result because it's gonna be so cute. But that's why I was like, let me block him. And it was, I felt the need to do it for my own health, for my own mental health, right? And also because I already had this conversation with you prior and you did nothing about it but just try to like basically take leverage. That's how I see it, taking advantage, because you know how I feel and you're dismissive about my feelings. You're just doing whatever feels good for you. You're selfish. So I was like, you know what, I already had this conversation with you once. There's no need to have it again because things have not changed. There's no need to repeat myself multiple times. Like, bro, you get it. You get the point. I want a relationship, you don't. So we can't, what we want is two different things that we're not going to find within each other. And that is okay. Life happens. I don't hate the guy. I do plan on blocking him later on in life when I'm like completely over him or whatever. But as for now, I am not doing that. No, I'm not. As for now, we're just going to have to be strangers until the time is right. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and it's okay. Like, I'm really not butthurt about the situation because, like I said, this is not the first time that I go through this. It's just a different guy, but it just sucks because I already feel emotionally invested, but not too invested where I'm sitting here boo-hoo crying about it. I'm not. So it sucks. But life happens. Life happens. And this journey is going to continue going. And if it's meant to be, it will be. And if it don't, then that just means that it was never meant to be. And it's okay. Like, because now I have space for whatever's to come. And where I was going with this is the fact that I don't need to have a replacement to leave you alone. A lot of guys think that once you leave somebody alone, it's because they found somebody else. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm not talking to nobody right now. Like, I don't have anyone in my roster. So, which is why I feel like I am okay with being alone. Like, I just gotta literally be sick of your shit or my shit, for instance, because I don't want to put the blame on him. It's not his fault. It's mine. Because I'm the one entertaining it, right? He already told me what it was. He already told me what's up, but I'm just being stubborn. I'm still sticking around for what? I don't know. Dating in this life is not my priority. I'm just going with the flow. I know when I will come across the man of my dreams because he's gonna do everything right without me having to ask for anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower now. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower now and get ready, put on makeup, come back and look dolled up for you guys to see the end. Okay, so I am back and dolled up. I am getting ready to leave to run some errands. I don't know why I said it like that, but I'm ready to reveal the masterpiece. So, like, the root of my hair is obviously gonna be like pretty darn messy. Oh shoot, I forgot to blend that in a little bit. My face is breaking out. I don't know why. So like clearly the roots of my hair is obviously going to be not slayed, and I'm okay with that because I don't really like messing with my roots, like my edges, if you will, because they're very stubborn and me messing with them just makes them more curly. And if my hair's straight, I don't really want my edges to be curly. That doesn't make sense. So just gonna go ahead and reveal the curls. It's nothing fancy. I just wanted to have some volume and not have it flat and straight. Just trying, I guess, something new. This is not new to me, but it's just something I don't do often. The conversation that we was having earlier was so dope, and there's a lot of missing points that I didn't cover. But being that I have to get going, we're not going to continue that conversation. If you actually like the conversation, give it a thumbs up and comment down below so we can continue this conversation, because I feel like it's a good conversation to have. And we could go talk about other things as well. So if you have any like topics you want to talk about, please engage with me. Oh, and I just want to say that I do apologize because I don't really get notifications to the people who do comment down below, because I've noticed that there was a couple of people who comment on some of my other videos, like asking me questions. I don't want y'all to think that I'm ignoring y'all. I literally did not see it until just recently. So I noticed that I gotta be on top of that, because y'all, my camera I ran out of space as per usual. As I was saying, I noticed I gotta be on top of it now, because YouTube does not notify me when you guys comment. I mean, some comments I do get notified for, but most of them I don't. Like, y'all had a whole conversation in my hair video. I am so sorry. Like, I can't, I don't know. We're gonna get together. Now that I know that that happens, I'm gonna definitely be on the lookout for you guys' comments, because I don't want to make you feel like I'm ignoring you guys. I mean, I'm really here to help out. I'm trying to like give y'all as much information as I can, and I definitely love the engagement. So I just want to apologize on behalf of YouTube for that, because I'm new to this, guys. I'm sorry. All right, so this is the final look. It's nice and bouncy and curly. I really love it. It's literally giving, like, I wouldn't mind wearing this for another week or so, you know, like it's giving natural, it's giving beautiful, it's giving it's mine, because it is. And I just love it. Like, I don't really care for like the top. Like I said, it's kind of messy here, but I like the look because it actually looks natural. Like, I don't want it to be neat. I actually like it like this. And plus, I don't want to add more heat to my hair. Honestly and truthfully, I love it. Like, I love this look. I like the messy top where you can tell it's mine. You won't have to ask, is this your real hair? Like, yes, bitch, it is. Let me stop. I really don't be, in my head, that's how I talk, but I don't be rude like that, guys. I swear to God. But this is it for the final look. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me in my socials, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.